Hey, happy Tuesday to you. We continue our FUMCCV devotional series using our prayer calendar for this January month of grace, everything about grace this month. You can pick up these prayer calendars, Facebook page, our website, FUMCCV.org, in the office lobby, Narthex Fellowship Hall. Invite you to join us in these devotionals. So today, Tuesday, January 11th, the wonder of God's acceptance and pardon do not end God's saving work, which continues to nurture our growth in grace. So think about this. We understand, and we are talking about this justifying grace, this moment at which God makes the work of Christ on the cross makes us right with God. That's the saving act of God in our lives. But that's not where God's saving work ends. It continues in our lives. We have two scriptures this morning to look at, and the first one is 2 Corinthians 12:9. 2 Corinthians 12:9. So 2 Corinthians is in your New Testament. Invite you to find that. Chapter 12, verse 9. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. So I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may dwell within me. Now, hang on to that. We're going to come back to that. I want to read this other passage real quick, Romans. So just turn, 20 pages earlier in the New Testament, and you'll get to the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 34. Romans 8:34. Who is to condemn? It is Christ Jesus who died, yes, who was raised, who is at the right hand of God, who indeed intercedes for us. And so this idea that Christ is there with God interceding on our behalf. Interceding means, stepping between and speaking to God on our behalf. And then back to that Corinthians passage. See, what Paul is saying, this passage happens during a time in which Paul has a vision and an encounter with Christ, right? Paul was not alive during a time in which he knew the physical Christ. Paul became a Christian, came to faith after Jesus' resurrection. He has a vision with a resurrected Christ. And he, in essence, is telling Jesus, I don't know how I can live up to what you want. I am so weak, right? In this sort of humble place, Paul comes. And Jesus says, that's exactly right. Because the power of God is known that much more when you admit your weakness or depravity, and you come in that humble heart. When you're empty, it means there's that much more of God. There's that much more of Christ to fill you. As opposed to saying, I'm this cup and I'm so great, I've got it all. Except this one little part. God, can you just finish off that one little part? And Jesus says, no, so much better to say, I'm nothing without you. Completely empty. God, fill me. And so then Paul understands a different way at that point. That it's really not about what he does, not about what he accomplishes, not about what he is. It's about who God is and what God accomplishes in him and what God accomplishes through him. And that God can show up even more powerfully in his life when he comes in a posture of humility. So God continues to work in us, continues to fill us. God's grace is sufficient for us, and God and Christ continues to intercede for us with God. And so this grace continues. I pray that you feel this grace on this day. God bless. Have a great day.